Reporting live,
nigga. It's Off Balance Podcast, man. Oh shit, this shit loud as hell.
Yeah, nigga, Gucci though.
This your boy Kyle, man, aka Harper.
Yeah, we not peeking, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, we good. What's good with y'all boys?
Reporting live. Hey man, we got a special guest in here today.
Man, I got my boy Les.
Yeah, what's up? How y'all doing, man?
Man, y'all, those of you that don't know Les, man, he went to. Is it okay if I tell him where he went to school?
Yeah, you can tell him.
I'm gonna let you tell him what you want to tell him.
No, go ahead, man. Intro me, man.
Okay, this is my boy Les, man. He came from Henderson State, same school I went to. Harvard. Omega Psi Phi member.
Root
to the good bro.
1911. Me and my boy had plenty of barbecues together. And I'm in here with your boy, Yoo-Hoo the Sensei.
Yoo-Hoo the Sensei.
Yoo-Hoo. And we in here, man, getting ready to have a good little conversation, man, over a little vape session.
Yeah, we just vape.
Just a little vape action. A little vape action going on right here.
Tropic Thunder.
White boys and doolies.
But so I wanted to kind of get these guys into a real quick conversation because it sounded like we had a lot to talk about. I want to know what the hell it is we standing on right now. Now, before we get started, I'm gonna ask Les what he thinks about whether the Earth is round or whether it's flat. Excuse me. But I just want to know what these two guys think because I kind of got an opinion, but I'm not sure about it. So I want to hear what you thought about it.
I think that I definitely think it's round, but it's because I've seen it.
You seen it?
As I've been up. So
when you say you've seen it,
not like in no space shuttle, nothing like that.
Okay.
But I'm saying if you like 30,000 feet in the air, you can see a bend. It ain't flat.
You can see a bend.
Yeah.
Okay. When I'm on a plane, I can't really see behind me, but like when I'm looking out, I don't know, man, because I feel like a ball. The top of a ball is a very small space, right? Like if you point to the top of a ball, it's not supposed to be a whole lot up there. So like if I'm traveling in a straight line, I feel like, should it be rolling behind me? Because a bend is like more like a lens or something like that. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not round.
I don't even remember what the Earth's diameter is, but I know that has something to do with it too.
I know I've never been in a plane to actually see it myself either. And I've never been to the moon or to space.
Yeah, you know I used to work on planes, so
yeah.
You used to have to track those coordinates and stuff like that. And going to, I've been to Japan 2 different ways. I went to Japan from the East Coast and the West Coast, and went 2 opposite directions to get to the same place.
And see, that's a good argument right there. That's the argument I always hear. That's like that. Okay, yeah. How could you go from each side of the country if it wouldn't?
Yeah.
You know.
So one time I left Japan and I hit the what was it? Canada, but it was way on the West Coast. I was close to Washington State. Then another time I came back through customs in Baltimore, but I also stopped in London first and then came on through too.
Were both of those flights the same, like, as far as like elapsed time?
No, it's way quicker to come through on the Canada side, stop in Canada and come on back.
Is that like the West Coast for us?
It's way easier leaving off the West Coast. Most people leave off the West Coast unless they got to catch somewhere in Europe first.
Okay. Oh yeah, because if you leave from the East Coast, you got to fly over like Africa and all that shit, or Germany, Europe.
Not to get to Japan, but you got to fly all across the U.S. and then fly all the way across Europe just to get to Asia.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay.
I'm looking at it like this. When people say the Earth is flat, I'm not thinking about a pancake, like maybe like a, you know what I'm saying, like a plate. I'm thinking they're just talking about
like a lens, or like the cover of a watch.
Maybe like a contact lens kind of type motherfucker shit. Like,
yeah.
Because when I just look at this motherfucker, I'm like, okay, we can't be on a. It just doesn't seem like we're on a ball. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't. When you look at the Earth, especially like from outer space, that kind of view, like ain't no way in hell I'm sitting on there. That's how I have to look at it. I look at it like that too.
When you, it's just like it just looks like a ball, but it's like, and then they got all these things. They say like, no picture you've seen of Earth from space is actual footage. Actual pictures like CGI. They have to make it CGI because the cameras is like.
I think the moon landing was fake.
I think that's I think we done been to the moon. Yeah. But not the way that.
They ain't gonna tell us what's up. They probably got big booty ass white women up there. They don't want to let us know what's up there.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the craziest theory. I was like, man, what if every planet is Earth? Like Earth, like every planet.
Oh, like has the same properties and stuff?
We got the same, everybody learning the same, got the same, like.
And they just flying around turning the whole universe into slaves?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
get slave, everybody owns.
Like on Mars, they think.
But they got an agreement.
They think we're Mars, you know what I'm saying? Like, on Mars, maybe Earth is a third planet.
Yeah. So Pluto got a central bank.
Yeah.
Pluto, is Pluto still a planet?
Banks.
Universal bank.
Yeah, like.
King currency.
But they said, what is it? I think it's called string theory. They say that this is happening in a whole nother universe through a black hole, like possibly through a black hole. This same conversation.
Yeah, that's deep in the woods. I ain't got that far because that shit there make my head hurt reading about it.
That shit right there, I'll be like, man, look.
But I do think there's a gravitational pull that's holding everything together because you can feel it getting into a plane. Because I think most carriers don't go as high as. It just depends on how far you're going and where you're going, as your altitude and all that kind of stuff. But it definitely feels different the higher you go up. And I've been in air balloons too, and them things like even just driving through like certain parts of Texas, like on the west side, I think it's going up. Like, you just feel that change of air pressure.
Yeah.
And it just you do kind of feel lighter.
It's.
And every scale I've been on in the Middle East has always made me like 10 pounds lighter.
Anytime in the Middle East?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I don't know why.
See, I gotta get out the country, man.
Yeah, real talk.
Speaking of that, I'm about to go to Africa, man.
For real? What part?
Because I got the, I did the African ancestry test. Taylor got it for me.
For real?
Yeah, so I'm about to find out what tribe I'm from, and as soon as I find out, I'm gonna book a trip.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
That's real dope.
That's dope as fuck.
And then bring a lion back.
Boy, don't bring a lion back.
No, I'm just playing.
I bring you one back.
Where you at?
I bring you back a stuffed animal lion.
Yeah, I was looking at them African dogs the other day.
Them motherfuckers hell ain't they?
Cause
I've been trying to tell niggas about these wild dogs,
hey,
bro. You scared of lions, man. You scared of lions, bro. Them wild dogs will fuck you up, man.
Fuck them lions, bro. Like, I think you really like safer. If you see a lion in the jungle, you might be a little safer than seeing them dogs.
You're not talking about a hyena, right?
No, wild dog.
Real,
that
wild
look like that bitch look like a
I know they that's a
They
nickname
small
for
as hell,
hyenas.
but they bite is just as strong as a lion's.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's wild.
I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, I never seen that.
A
Never heard
man,
of it.
like, man, what's that dog on? It's not even big as the Air Bud dog. It's not even.
Oh, that's a golden retriever, ain't it?
But it'll be like 30 of them in a pack, hunting at the same time, and all they do is just tire they prey out and eat you from the back. They like start eating your ass out, like literally.
Some little
They
porn
just
stars.
like dogs, though. Like exactly like dogs.
Smaller, really?
Just.
Why the hell they start eating you from them?
That's what
because it's like.
Well, you know when you say that though, I'm thinking about an ass though, not.
But that's what they do. Literally. Like when you gotta think about it though. Wild dogs are really small, so like if they're trying to kill a buffalo, this buffalo got these big ass horns.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want no parts of it.
Hell
So
no.
they don't even kill it. They just start eating it from behind. Allowed. I just want to say it, bro. That shit is fucking horrific.
Yeah, I want to see footage of this though.
We gonna check it out.
It's like they know, like if I can't kill him, I'm gonna at least get some of this meat off of him.
Yeah, real talk.
It's crazy.
Because what usually happens is they'll sit there and eat the buffalo for like 5 minutes. They be sitting there mooing and shit, and the lions will come take it over.
Yep.
And the lions will put him down.
Damn.
But that's just a terrible way to go, man.
It's like if these motherfuckers weren't so vicious, cause I would want one of these motherfuckers.
Bro, they some pretty dogs. They just
That's what's
fucking
crazy.
killing machines.
Them mugs like they be smiling and shit. It's crazy.
For real?
Yeah, it's like
There don't even be no real bark they be making. It be like a little chirp.
Look at this little dog, man.
It almost look like you want one.
Yeah,
But this
I
motherfucker,
had one of these motherfuckers.
but if that motherfucker had puppies, they'll fuck around and eat you.
What?
Damn.
After a year, they start hunting.
You like, nigga, you been feeding me, but
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I like them,
I mean, I like it.
but no, I ain't trying to domesticate that.
No.
they go smiling at you. And
Yeah, Nah, I've been studying them damn things because I wouldn't get nowhere near one.
Yeah, I didn't know how ferocious a Japanese Akita was until my neighbor had one.
An Akita?
Japanese Akita. You ever seen one of those?
Uh-uh.
Oh, those things so ferocious.
How you spell that mug?
I think it's AKIDA.
But man, while we looking that up, man, shout out to Kuwu. He just dropped self-medication yesterday. Happy belated birthday, fam.
Hey,
For real, how old are you?
27, man. Oh.
What is it, man? You ain't old, man.
What?
Come on, man. I turned 31 in 4 days.
Yeah. They kick it too. Man.
31 savage, like Tree say.
Talking about these?
Yeah.
Them mugs.
Hey, they look. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
It tricked me because I thought that was a nice dog.
No, I seen one of them damn near killer lady on YouTube.
Exactly.
I'm finna say
Yeah.
them motherfuckers look. They,
In the house.
well,
Like it was they dog.
Yeah.
That motherfucker just started trying to kill her.
That motherfucker look like he just get some type of blood lust and just try
Yeah. So they had a dark one and they had a light one, and they had blue eyes, like ice blue eyes.
It's crazy, bro, because if you don't cut that motherfucker hair, it start looking like Alf. You remember that show?
Yeah, I used to like that show. That was my show.
That motherfucker started looking crazy.
I remember this shit.
Alf.
Man, hey,
I know
there's
somebody
some
look like Alf.
dangerous animals out here that people. I seen the nigga had a pet raccoon. I'm like, dog. That motherfucker will murder you. Like, literally.
These little animals is vicious, man.
People, like, he had that raccoon just like climb up his body, get on his back, just be like a monkey or something. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I don't know how you domesticated a raccoon.
I don't know why we domesticated anything, because at the end of the day, animals in your house don't wipe their ass.
Facts.
You know, I think we need to bring people up on hate crimes for some of these animals, man.
The mini horse shit is fucked up.
I mean, because think about it. Why would you purposely create an animal that can't defend itself?
Facts, bro. It's
Yeah.
like, he can't
You know,
even kick you.
that's what they did with a lot of dogs anyway,
Yeah.
breeding dogs.
Yeah,
We
like
made
they-
dogs small so we can put them in our house and shit.
Because now it's got to be dependent on you.
Yeah.
Because it can't get out here and do shit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make it one day in the streets
Like a
at
little,
that size.
like a little pug, a little pug,
Yeah.
bro.
Them little dogs niggas be charging $1,500 for.
Then
Yeah.
them teacup, what they call teacup something.
Probably a Pomeranian or some shit.
Man, them things about this big when they a puppy, and then don't get no bigger than this. It's
Yeah.
like, dog, that's literally a dog made for a purse. That is sick.
Yeah, I was at the barbershop the other day, and this broad bought a dog in her purse. I thought it was her purse,
Yeah.
but it was just a bag for the damn dog.
Yeah.
And it was an expensive bag too. I think it was like a Louis Vuitton bag.
She probably bought the bag for the dog.
She had a
Just
Louis,
for it.
and then hold on, now I remember more shit. Dog went in a Louis Vuitton bag. Both of her kids got on some damn Shacks. I'm like, damn, this dog getting treated better than your kids.
Yeah.
Come on,
Cause that bag could have bought both of them at least 3 pair of J's.
Man.
and she teaching them something.
That's what's going on in these streets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Of course, she was white, so I'll just say that.
Just throw that out there.
Just throwing it out there, white lady.
Hey, so people running around our neighborhood like 2 months ago. You know it's cold as hell, right? So, somebody was like, I forgot who was at my house. They're like, well, y'all got people running through our neighborhood? It's cold outside. And I was like, yeah, we live in a white neighborhood. Like, ain't no niggas outside running in no cold weather. Not even bundled up. And they have like little shorts on. Women have on like bras and that's it. Got their hair in a ponytail.
Yeah.
Running. They don't even have music. Like something wrong with you like that not running.
That shit's starting to piss me off though, bro. Because I'm starting to feel like, hold on, bro. I mean, it's not that I want to go running in the cold, but I feel like, man, if this white girl out here running in the cold, like if I need to run in the cold one day, she gonna be able to do it better than me.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't like that shit.
I don't like that, cuz.
That shit does not satisfy me.
It's like, look here, man. I seen this little white dude. They had a little tank top on, cuz, some shorts, and some gloves, and something to go over his ears. I was like, bro, it's cold. Like, I'm like, nigga, I'm shaking. Like, I got a jacket on, a hoodie. I'm cold as fuck, cuz.
Yeah.
This nigga finna go run. I'm sitting in the car smoking a blunt, cold as fuck. He finna go run. Like, I'm like, bro,
You barely making it in the car.
I'm like, look here, man. I'm barely making it in this motherfucker.
And you in the car.
Smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
Jacket on, hoodie,
Surrounded by heat.
cuz. Got the car off, cuz. That's my biggest challenge. I got the car off.
Yeah.
He finna run, cuz.
Yeah, he plans to be out here.
Like, I'm finna go run. I woke up for this.
Yeah, like I'm out here.
I just got out of work. I'm like, boy, it's cold out here.
Yeah, now that we
That
mention
shit,
it, hell, I only run on Sunday. Shit, I don't like running at all. I don't like cardio.
Shout out to white people, man.
Yeah, shout out to white people, man. Y'all.
motherfuckers, what?
Some running ass people. You ain't even got a reason to run. Anybody even chasing you.
Where you running from?
Like, Cat Williams talking about that chick, man, who was like, she like, yeah, I'm finna try to swim across the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh yeah, I just watched it again the other day.
Hey, I'm trying to be like these white people, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to be out here running.
What?
That's dedication, though. At the end of the day, you dedicated to something to be doing it through something like that.
That's some type, yeah, you gotta be some type of dedicated.
'Cause what was she trying to swim? The English Channel?
Yeah, something
With
like
everything that's what do you say? Everything that's in the water, sharks and he just had this long pause.
manatees.
Like he forgot what's in the damn ocean. But yeah, shit. Only if I go to the beach, I'm probably putting my feet in that bitch and going in deep enough for it to hit my knees.
Yeah, man.
Ain't no way.
Hey, you fuck around and get hit with a jelly, like one of them jellyfish or a
She got stung a bunch of times.
like 117 times.
Yeah.
Somebody got stung 117.
Yeah, as she was trying to swim the English Channel, she got stung.
It is an English channel. She was trying to swim up there.
Bro.
What are you doing?
Give it up.
I don't know why she had that going. I need to get the cup you got over there.
But nah, man. I just think, man, those are survival skills, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a white thing. It's to me, it's more like if shit ever did go down, like that motherfucker right there gonna be ready for it.
Hey,
And I'm not.
man, you go to all these woke motherfuckers, they'll tell you we were Africans and we all just decided to scurry all up across this planet. Some of us went to Europe, some of us went here.
We decided that.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm talking about the indigenous people, like before all this like civilized shit.
The Moors and shit.
You know, like,
Oh, but that's
even before that.
that kind of is true because everybody was in Africa first.
That's why I say they say everybody started in Africa, and people went here, caves, and everybody started adapting to like whatever
The climates, temperature,
climates,
weather.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that just seems so fucking crazy to think about. That like, if we all did start out like one picnic, like in Africa, everybody just, you know what I'm saying, spread out, and then these people like change, their color changed because they weren't getting enough sun, or it was so cold, their body really started to. Do you think we could like survive another like ice age or something?
Yeah, so before we get answered, I'm gonna say that's probably why white people like cold weather. But yeah, I think we can survive. But it is like you said, survival mode. You just gotta get prepared for stuff like if running is your thing, you're gonna be prepared to outrun a tornado or some shit like that. But it's other instances that we just gonna be better just because of who we are.
Yeah.
You know, we have extra like ligaments and muscles and shit in our legs. We naturally more athletic, so there's certain things that we can do better. Like I didn't start playing basketball till hell, I was in 7th grade, 8th grade. But they had white boys been going to camp since they were 5 and couldn't fuck with me.
Fast.
So,
We are naturally better at things.
but I think that makes us lazy too, because we know we
I
know.
guess that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, cause you heard about the tortoise and the hare.
Oh yeah.
Like the hare is obviously a better athlete, but the motherfucking show off so goddamn much and lost the race.
Yeah.
You know what
We
I'm
do
saying?
that. You know, we do that too in life in general.
That's what I'm saying.
When you get money, we stunt, right?
Yeah.
We don't do anything smart with our money.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have wealth in our community. We have rich niggas that's, you know, on social media looking for clout.
Remember that. I don't want to keep just jumping topics, but look what we just said. You know, big thing going on right now. Everybody talking about reparations. But they're not talking about why we not getting reparations. And I'm like, y'all don't understand, if they was to give all these black, you make all these black people millionaires, right? What we gonna do with it? We gonna ruin the economy.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna
destroy
own
it.
We gonna destroy it.
Everything, shit. A piece of
I mean, the money, if they gave all black people,
they're gonna hike all the prices up.
That's what I'm saying. The money would be worthless.
We're the
As soon as you
consumers.
get it, it'd be worthless.
We buy the most.
How many people gonna quit their jobs? You just give them $1 million. You see
Mainly
what I'm
because
saying?
they don't think.
That's gonna fuck the economy.
Bro, if I hit the lottery for 350 mil right now, my ass going to work tomorrow morning.
But everybody not.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's a collective. It's gonna be a collective result of what happens from that.
That's why I say 30% of these of those. Maybe I'm being nice saying 30%, but 30% of black people will probably make more money or invest it to make more or to create something or make.
Will attempt. I would say 30% will attempt.
Attempt. Maybe 50% will be successful. You know what I'm saying? 30% will attempt. The rest of them, they are record labels, record deals, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. And it's just like, you know, you can't. How is that helping America? You see what I'm saying?
But,
if we the ones spending the most money, and they not looking at reparations, like when they gave these Jews reparations, like some Holocaust survivors, right?
Yeah.
Not too long ago. But I'm like, bro, it was like 100-something people though. You see what I'm saying? It was like 170-plus-year-old motherfuckers they got.
I do believe there's a way to do it, but I think the way to do it is to have it to a point to where like you're doing something, you're doing a service with those funds, and not giving everybody all the money that we may or may not get. And what I mean by that is, say like everybody that's you black, you come from a lineage that that were enslaved, and we're gonna pay your mortgage, or you don't have to pay property taxes for this amount of years. Something like that is reasonable to me.
That will make more sense.
I think that will help even out, the economic difference. Because I mean, I wrote a few papers on it when it's even from like slavery to 13th Amendment. Okay, we don't have slavery anymore, but we got these brand new ass black codes that, like some of them were, if you on the side of the road. Without shoes on, if you were homeless, or if you didn't have a shirt on walking down this certain street, I'm gonna throw your ass in jail. These motherfuckers just got released and kicked out of the plantations. So of course all that shit applied to them. So it put them in prison. Because if you look at the 13th Amendment, there's a caveat that says that you can't be a slave unless you owe a debt for some kind of wrongdoing or some shit like that. Which basically, exactly. So with putting them back in jail or turning them back into slaves. And then you have a Jim Crow after that, following that, and then around that time you have redlining, and that disproportionately put us in these little communities where we don't know shit, because they don't put what you're supposed to put in those communities like they put in all those other communities. Compton was white first. Did you know that?
That's crazy.
Compton was a white town first.
But I can imagine it being white. I can just.
But when it started getting run down and they weren't keeping up with their maintenance, and then they started realizing all these black people moving to Cali, they're like, oh, we're gonna go build some other shit, some new shit, and give these niggas all this old shit.
That happened in Memphis with East Memphis. East Memphis used to be like, they say it used to be like the place to stay. Like this, like if you move to East Memphis, made it type shit. Yeah. But now it's straight hood. And now Oak Cliff is actually becoming, you know what Oak Cliff,
they trying to.
But it's actually, they in the process of their gentrification where it's like, it's nice houses, you know what I'm saying, nice little businesses going on. You see white people jogging and stuff. It's like, but it's still that part over there now. But it's like.
This is my question. Where would this money come from?
Good question.
Taxes. If you look at you should be able to Google like you stay in Louisville, right? Mm-hmm. You can Google right now Louisville line item budget, adopted budget for 2019 or 2018. I mean, yeah. When they'll say it on there. You have all these line items, And then basically what's feeding those taxes is ad valorem tax, which is property taxes. Everybody got to pay it on their houses. And then that and sales tax drives most of the money. That pays all the salaries for the government officials and also pays for the benefits that you're going to reap as a public citizen living within this community. The federal government has the same thing. They have the same thing. They can pick and choose how they're going to get funds, what taxes they're going to raise, how they're going to allocate stuff. If they want to set a state standard for all 50 states to have sales tax at this number to cover anything else that they want to fund governmentally or federally, they can do that shit.
So my question is simple. Are we talking redistribution of wealth, or are we just talking like some type of wealth? That would be if we did some type of government program where people pay taxes on like all people, all races, right? But it specifically go to black people, like as like an initiative, not a fund, but like an initiative.
No, boy, that shit ain't gonna work.
That's what I'm asking y'all. Though. I'm not saying it's gonna work.
I don't know if it's gonna work like that. But that's
my question. Where the money comes from?
The conflict.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you do that, you're talking socialism.
Yeah.
Basically. Because that's where the country is kind of going now. If you kind of look at things like colleges, look at the makeup of colleges. It's mostly women now.
Facts.
That's true.
It's mostly multicultural women.
Yeah.
They grant. Well, a lot of women getting scholarship, like they come from another country. I don't know what it is with that, but I know a lot of women get that single mother grant.
Right.
You go to school.
But just to play devil's advocate though, like is there more than one reason for it being more women on campuses now?
I think
because how many niggas you know that will quote an NBA young boy and don't even know who MLK is? Them type of niggas ain't going to school.
Right, but there's no funding for them either. But there is funding for these women.
True, that's true.
And the only point I'm making is when you look at what people are majoring in now, like most of these people that's getting these government funds, they're not going into STEM programs. They're going into like women's studies, political science,
psychology,
general studies.
Yeah.
And it's like they get out here and it's like, now what do I do?
A lot of degrees to me should be taught at like a technical or vocational school because of how sparse it is. You know what I mean? Like everybody's not gonna. I think we should track our metrics a whole lot better in this country because if you have, say for and then I know this is a small number and it's not relative, but if you got 100 job opportunities for somebody that works in business information systems, but then you got all these schools that offer 200 slots for people to go into those fields. You essentially have 90% of people that's not going to get a damn job, but they have that damn degree, they have that skill set. So what the fuck are they going to do? To me, that's the real reason why so many people live the way that they live, based economically. I don't think it's so much like the $15 an hour minimum wage.
I guess, yeah. My thing, this is my thing, man. Like with all these like government like initiatives and shit, man. Cause I saw this quote, man. This quote is very interesting. I want both of y'all to hear this. The only real law of history is the law of unintended consequences. Like some things sound good on a bumper sticker, but when you put it into play, like sometimes it turns out bad. You know what I'm saying? Like in some cases, people think stand your ground is a great law, but in some cases, it's turned out tragic.
Pretty well. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like
I definitely know what you mean.
And a lot of these things, I've seen black people push, I've seen liberals push, and it's like, but when it comes out later on down the line, like I saw liberals supported a wall like 8 years ago, but now it's like saying something about a wall is racist, and these are just facts. Like I saw the support.
Yeah.
And it just makes me wonder if people are being manipulated sometimes.
You know, government is manipulative.
Yeah.
Essentially, and what we don't understand the most, and it bothers me the most, is that in order to conquer, you gotta divide.
Yeah.
And having a bipartisan system that we are proud about, which is weird as hell to me. Like, I got a lot of flack for voting the Green Party last time, but I don't consider myself a Republican or a Democrat. I consider myself as I'm going to be rational and see who the hell I agree with the most.
Yeah, that's real.
That's me. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm on one side or the other. Because there were things that Obama did that I ain't like, especially with me being in the service around the time. Like, some things didn't make sense to me. And that's things that George Bush did that I do like. When I was a kid, I went to his house and sat on his wife's lap and read to my kindergarten class. So I knew him as my governor first anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not about like what these presidents look like or what political party they're on. I'm more concerned with who the hell do I agree with, who I think is more rational, and not trying to like get an election or get these votes based on some political capital. Because that's what I think most of them are after. Like you come here talking about, if your first thing is talking about abortion or global warming shouldn't be politicized. Abortion shouldn't be politicized either. How the fuck am I, as a grown ass man, or any man for that fact, gonna tell any damn woman what the fuck she can do with that shit? I don't think we have that right. But I do feel for the men that actually want to have these babies, and women don't have to say none of them about it. I get both sides of it, but that shit shouldn't be in governments. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that we argue over within government that shouldn't be politicized.
Some things have to be regulated, I think, because it's like, at the end of the day, we don't know about what's coming out with this abortion thing. It used to be conspiracy, but it's actually coming out that these people are selling these parts of these aborted babies. Like that's why it seems like they keep on up in the range of when a woman can have an abortion, because they know how much money this is actually making. Whatever this, I don't even know what it could be called, but it's kind of like an organ harvesting or organ trafficking type thing.
Man, who the fuck wants some damn fetus limbs? That's weird as hell.
Surprised, man.
You'd be surprised at what, like, it's crazy, man. It's like, I didn't know that shit was like a thing. I'm thinking it's like, man, they going overboard. But like, with my job, I'm starting to see even documentaries. It's like these people are actually talking about abortion, like aborted baby harvesting, basically what you call it, but organ harvesting. Like
that shit made me want to slap somebody, man. That shit weird as hell.
That's what I'm saying. This shit it's like, it be shit you wouldn't even think about, but it's like they fighting for it, but they not trying to tell you exactly what the fuck is going on. It's like, it has to be regulated because you got these dirty abortion clinics where these motherfucking nurses or whatever you call them, whoever doing the abortions, some of them ain't even seen, like, a lot of them don't even know the process of what an abortion is. They just doing it, and they don't know how fucking brutal it is. Bro.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to ask you, like, okay, so if the government wasn't involved, if it didn't get politicized, how would most of these women get abortions?
Just like they've been doing. Is at
But
hospitals.
aren't they funded by the government?
No, not all of them. Not all of them. That's the only Planned Parenthood was. But not all.
I thought, because these clinics are free though, bro. How? You know what
Somebody
I'm
who paying for it.
Like, it's a free clinic, and they started, like, I just know the origin. They started off in.
We know some of our hospitals that we have, especially in this area,
Yeah.
they're non-profit hospitals. So like, they're not being funded by nobody necessarily,
worse, bro.
and it's not in the government. Yeah, because they can shift their money around to the point to where.
Nah, I'm saying that
Somebody
they non-funded, like that give them even more reason to sell these baby organs if they non-profit. You know what I'm saying?
But if they non-profit, that means somebody funding them, right?
Nah,
Or they running off grants or something.
That's what I'm saying. Grants. Who giving them the grant?
But all grants are federal, especially for hospitals. Or they like get something from like a millionaire or something like Mark Cuban or Jerry Jones. Like, hey, can you?
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I feel like that's, however you look at that, that's kind of politicized in a way. Because like, if you're not going, because it's the thing, like, get rid of all government and then say, okay, I feel like then you can say, all right, well, it is her body and her choice now. But like, if you're going to involve the government, I mean, like, if you're going to say it shouldn't be politicized, excuse me. Like, how are they going to get access to all of this?
To what? To
like abortions? Because I feel like a lot of it's like funded, or like you said, grants.
Or they have insurance. Insurance takes care of that.
But who funds like insurance? But do all women that get abortions?
I would assume so, because it's expensive. Everybody that I know personally that paid money to somebody or that women have gotten abortion, it's always been, even in the 90s, it was expensive.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure insurance covered it. But Planned Parenthood is federally funded. It was federally funded until Trump shut it down. So I don't think it's, what on your body, and a woman told me this one time. I'm not a feminist, by the way, but but what on your body does the government tell you can and can't do with it?
For me?
Like personally, yeah.
Well, I'm not capable of having a baby.
No. I mean, aside from that, like what's?
I can't hit a woman.
Well, not that, but I mean like something that you got personally. They're not putting the limit on.
But that's kind of like apples and oranges, though, you know, because like I can't have a baby. So it's like if I could have a baby, they probably tell me I'd have rights to it because I'd be a woman. So it's kind of like, I mean, that's like just nature. Like nobody has control over that.
Shit, I can't divorce my wife without her getting something.
I'm not like, man, look, people can do what they want to do out here. I guess I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. Like this New York thing is really what made me start looking at it, because sometimes I see people say, oh, well, what if she gets raped? And I'm like, how many people do you know are here from rape? Like, why would you bring that up when I say something about abortion? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not fighting that.
Like, I'm not talking about those situations.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing that I'm thinking for me personally. Damn what everybody else said to me. My thing is that I'm more concerned with like those type of situations, or if it's a health issue.
Yeah.
Because some people think that if it's a health issue, it's going to cause a woman or their baby like their life or something like that. There's some extremists that'll be like, man, hell no, they still shouldn't get an abortion because you don't know what's going to happen. But my thing is, in situations like that, no. But I ain't worried about that. But motherfuckers are just like fucking because they don't want to wear protection.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they say it has to be regulated.
Yeah.
Because there's motherfuckers out here that's like just fucking like, fuck, to get this abortion. They done missed the date or the window for the Plan B pill. So they're like, well.
But you could make an argument that all these regulations are almost making us more primal, as civilized as we claim to be. You know what I mean? Because now, okay, you can get on birth control, you can have an abortion all the way up to 9 months, even after birth now in New York. So what incentive do I have to be responsible?
For real? When they
I'm
came
dead
out?
serious. They just passed it like last month. In New York,
9 months.
you can you can have the baby. They said if the abortion fails and the baby still gets conceived, the decision can be made that you can kill the baby. In New York.
No, that's some bullshit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But this shit, I feel like this shit has been like progressing like this, and like they feed it to us as like this nice propaganda that women should have a choice. But now it's turning into like murder, in my opinion.
In New York, where it's the most, that's the highest abortion rate. Like, why in New York? It's the highest population. Is where the most abortion at.
And then when they read the law about it, they say mental or physical health. Like what does mental mean? Like you can have an abortion all the way up to the baby is damn near about to start goo goo gaga just because you had a headache? Or I mean, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that means. It sounds like some legal mumbo jumbo to where
like,
it's based off discretion and that's it.
That's all I'm saying. Like it's not
what if a chick just decides she's like, fuck this guy, I'm just gonna kill this baby?
Well, they do that anyway. They do that already.
I'm talking about in 9 months.
Oh no.
That's barbaric, man. That's not normal to me.
It definitely shouldn't be like, because there's a certain point to where the baby just looks like a damn blueberry in the inside of a womb. But when those limbs start coming out, I think that's when it's a wrap for me.
Like there's a nervous system in there.
Yeah.
Which means pain can be...
Exactly. Because they just go in there and just cut and pull that shit out.
Pretty much. And see, I didn't know that. I'm 30 years old. I just found that out like last year. Yeah. That's how some abortions are performed. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. That shit ain't neat. It ain't nice either.
But see, nobody ever... I had to like... deep dive to even figure it out.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me think, like, if it's always been like this, how did they hide it from so many people so easy?
How do you do that shit?
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of doctors aren't. They ain't church people anyway. Because, you know, I guess that's propaganda too. I shouldn't have said that. Because
I don't want to blame the doctors.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're not the ones that's on TV telling me about it.
Yeah, but they can refuse to do that service though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they're not refusing.
No, because there's money involved. Especially if they have insurance, like I said.
Follow
They
the
go,
money. You follow the money, boy.
Yeah. Follow the rich white man. Like Chris Tucker told.
You follow that money when you gonna step in some shit.
Yeah.
Boy, you hear me? Woo.
Hey, man, if it's cool with y'all, man, I'm going to pause it real quick. We're going to take a quick break, man. Quick smoke break. And throw on some tunes. And we'll be back with y'all in just a few minutes, man. All Balance Podcast. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
I grew up on was just white people that didn't like black folks. Like country ass motherfuckers that didn't have no money or power. Just niggas out there in the trailer park. Them niggas.
Reporting live.
What's good with y'all boys? We back.
What's that question you asked, man?
So what's the difference between nigger and nigga?
I mean, close the door, man. My bad, y'all.
Is it different?
That's what I'm just asking your opinion on it right now. Is there a difference?
I don't think it's a difference. I'm trying to stop saying it, but it'd be hard sometimes. I be saying it.
I think it's just a matter of not pronouncing your words. Like the word is bigger and people say bigger. That's what I think it is. But, you know, I said it in a group of black people one time and they was like, oh, see, that's why your wife ain't black. Because you're like, that's why you think like that.
But you're talking to a person that, I'm not a very sensitive person. So, like, I understand what things mean socially, but, like, me personally, like, I'm not going to get that mad just because it's not in me to just, like, go off about words. You know, unless you're just being disrespectful.
True. But the popular opinion
Right.
of these two terms is that we reappropriated a term that was meant to cause us harm, and now we use it amongst our brethren. Now,
They called us. I think they called us niggas.
yeah, they did.
You know what
Have you
I'm
seen Django? Did nobody say nigger on there?
They nigga.
Or
Nigga, you
it was nigger or nigra.
nigger.
But that's what they are. And they were country as hell too. They are from the South, you know.
Negro.
It looked like if you drove that car right there, you call him a nigger. Get the niggers off my porch.
But yeah, man.
I just don't. I don't know. I get it, but I don't see the difference in the terms. I just think people just say the shit differently.
I agree with that, actually. I think it's a good truth to that.
I actually think there's like, my pops even said that. He was like, when the last time you heard a white person say nigger? If they want, they gonna put that on there to make you mad.
Well,
It seemed like it.
I know somebody that says it. And I know when he says it.
I got a
It's
black
talking about my
homie that
black
say
ass.
it.
Nigger.
He like, what's up, my nigger? Like, he make sure he put that girl on there. Nigga from Chicago. My nigger.
Say that shit like Reggie calling everybody N-words. I still do that shit. And every time I do it, I think about Reggie.
Talking about Clay?
Reggie Clay.
Shout out to Clay, man. No, shout out to Clay. Yeah, Reggie. Oh man, you said you had some questions though?
Yeah, what does it mean to be a man?
I think
And don't use Terry Cruz's definition.
No, this is just my personal definition.
He said Terry Crews.
To me, being a man is just finding purpose and actualization and understanding that you have authority over it and nobody else.
Until that last part I was about to say, but a woman can do that too. But no, I'm bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying though. To me, personally, no matter who it is, if you're a man, I feel like you just got a certain compass to life. You personally, whoever you are, and you don't really stray from that. No matter who, I feel like that, to me, that's a man.
I think a lot of men these days want the term man to be monolithic, to where everybody has this guideline. And I'm not saying society as a whole, I'm just saying, I think there's this thing in men, especially a lot of men that I work with, they think there's this grade that you have to live by that was handed down to them. And if you get off that track, or if you're not on the same track as them, you know, there's different connotations for that. And with that being said, I agree with everything you said. I think it's definitely a personal thing. It's a personal experience. Because I mean, gay dudes are men, but what it takes for them to be a man is totally different than what it takes for me to be a man. I mean, I commend their effort. I just say that. It take a real grown ass man.
I think being a man is like the craziest shit is like self-control. It's like the biggest part of being a man. But it's like, who the fuck really just has self-control?
So the thing, I know we talked about this before, but you think if a woman hits a man, you know, it's nothing. But if a man hits a woman, you know, he could probably just push her ass into a wall, like I used to do. But I'm saying, like, what's the difference in a man hitting a woman and a woman hitting a man? And I'm sneaking that into some kind of equality situation. And they're gonna work out with feminism.
It is no difference.
So it's the same. Because back in 2010, I know a guy that he got hit in his mouth by a woman, and instead of whooping her ass, he called the cops. Now his lip was bleeding, and he had a decision to make. It was like a pit bull. He tasted blood. He wanted to beat her ass. And I get it. But he ended up calling the cops and put her in jail. But everybody called that motherfucker a bitch ass nigga. You know.
It's a difference, man. I know a guy that just got pistol whipped in the mouth because he was trying to steal from this dude's pants while he was asleep.
So like he's El and Debo.
And he called the cops. You a bitch.
Yeah.
But your girl put her hands on you, what you gonna do? You gonna put your hands on her so she can call the cops?
I think the smart thing is just
you call the cops.
Everybody keeping their hands to themselves in the first damn place because
exactly.
This culture that we have now, especially with all this equality and shit going on. Like I've seen this video, these 4 little young girls. They had to be 12, 13, running up on this old ass white man, and he throwing them haymakers. And I have to say to myself, if these little young motherfuckers is running up on me like that, I'm not gonna sit there and just let them keep kicking me and throwing punches and shit. And there's 4 of them too, so every way he turns, the other one, when he turns, if they're on the backside, they think it's an opportunity to get some licks in. I'm more mad about them running up on that old ass man, regardless if he was racist or whatever. Like, and yeah, he's a man, and there's this basic term or this basic way of thinking that a man shouldn't hit a woman. But shit, that's got to be a lie. Like, that shit can't be true. Because if a motherfucker got a gun or a weapon on me, and my life is in danger, please believe, if she missed when she shoots, she didn't beat the fuck up.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Bro.
So when is it okay?
Remember that little girl?
That shit's programming, bro.
A grown man pushed this little girl. Talking about push the fuck out of her. Like, hey, motherfucker, like, she ran up on this nigga.
That's kind of like a mock charge in the wild. Like when a small animal run up on the line, it's like, man, get the fuck away from me. I'm not really hungry.
Yeah. Threw a jab.
Yeah.
Knocked that motherfucking ass out. They say she was like 12, 13 years old. They was talking bad to this man's wife. He came out there. They started talking bad to him. Pushed the little girl. Like, get your motherfucking head. Like, you know what I'm saying? She ran up on it. Who raising you to where you gonna run up on any grown man?
The world.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
Like we were saying, man, Stephen A. Smith got on TV like 3 or 4 years ago. And he told everybody, he said clearly, I'm not saying men should hit women. What I'm saying is women should not be given a license to provoke.
And
they made him apologize.
They flamed his ass, yeah.
Made him apologize.
And his job made him apologize. That's right, I remember that.
And I was like, what's wrong with what he said? Because now you're looking out here in the streets and you see women continuously attacking men and not paying for it.
Now here go another one, man.
But part of the reason why they're not getting, I think part of the reason why they're doing it is because, you know, men are programmed to not hit their ass back, so they think that, oh, this nigga's a punching bag. What are you gonna do? And if you do something, I'm gonna call the motherfucking cops.
Have y'all seen this viral video? Spring break. It just happened, bro. Some chick in Florida, she beating up on some girl. Ended up being this dude's girlfriend. He stopped the fight. Like, hey man, chill out, get the fuck on, y'all stop. He broke it up. Got his girl, got her out of there. The girl trying to run up on them again. He went on, pop, knocked her ass out. Didn't nobody do nothing. Didn't nobody try to fight him. Everybody putting the camera on her face like, damn, that didn't used to happen. But now all this equality.
Because what's happened is, man,
They didn't really want that. You see what I'm saying?
And I'm going from what I'm seeing in the streets, man. I'm in the city a lot, and I see a lot of these fights. I see a lot of women getting into fights with men, and it's like people are seeing this happening over and over again, and they're no longer feeling sympathetic for these women anymore because you're seeing it all the time.
It's changed.
And it's like,
Y'all
okay, are they
there.
victims? Because they're clearly attacking this guy. Now there's videos everywhere, and that's why I'm saying, like, people not really reacting the way they used to anymore because they're so used to seeing some woman that's drunk trying to attack somebody that's way bigger than them. And now they starting to knock them out.
Yep. And motherfuckers is laughing at you just like how they laugh at us. And that's equality.
That's why I always say, man, what does this equality shit really mean? Every time I ask people that, it's like, okay, yeah, I hear you giving me this bumper sticker quote.
Yeah.
But what does this shit mean? Because now you got men dressing up as women fighting in women's leagues.
You got 11-year-old drag boys. Where the fuck they come from?
The only law of history is
seen
the
this
law of unintended consequences.
Yeah, that's all. Like
That's the only reason I said this shit earlier, because it's like, look at this shit that's happening.
You
got 11-year-old killers and you got 11-year-old drag queens. What the fuck going on?
This world we live in is dangerous, man,
It's
because
crazy.
we can sit here and say we got all these regulated freedoms, which essentially that's what it is. But just like you said, these unintended consequences, man, I think this is where I think that's the start of these interest groups and why we have so much political opposition too. Because if you say that most people on the right are the people that go to church, and that most people on the left might go to church, but then there's another segment of them that don't go at all because they're just liberals. Now when we have these different groups, and then you have these people that are saying that I want this and I want that, half this country's gonna be mad either way it goes every damn election. That's just how it's gonna work, and that's another reason why politics is flawed. You know, I think a lot of shit shouldn't be regulated by the government.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at this whole blue and red scheme, man, I can't help but to look at it like this big money game, man. It's like, if I wanted to control millions of people, and I wanted half of them to think this way, half of them to think this way, based on what I want to do right now, it just seems like, man, the easiest way to play a game with all of us. Because it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it damn near seems like every 8 years they just swap it out.
For the last 75% of our lives, yeah, it's been that way.
Crazy. We was talking. We broke it down one day. It was like, it's really like
just going back and forth, man. And it's like,
I don't know what's gonna happen this next time. I really don't.
I think he's gonna get a second term.
Because I feel like these two colors are marketed to us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, as long as we can keep them majority voting for somebody from here or somebody from here, we can control them. I mean, it's just a theory. I don't know that for a fact. But
well, the government itself is meant to control your behavior.
I mean, I'm not saying that our behavior shouldn't be controlled, but what's the point of having an independent party if they never win at all?
The point, democracy. That's it. To uphold democracy.
Saying, but is it really democracy?
No, it's not.
that's the point I'm making.
I think it's an institution that controls the mind. Like, whoever controls the narrative, they control the mind. And I think it's institutions and scientists and all types of psychologists or something that's what they call the Tavistock Institute of Human Relations. These are the people who control the narrative, because they know the psychology of everybody.
Bro, even the Cubs won the World Series, bro. You mean to tell me when you got other political parties that never get a president in? The Bears win sometimes.
But you know these campaigns are ran off donated monies, and then that's mostly for the blue side, because the red side, they rich enough to just be like, hey, I want to run for the damn office. Let me just pay for this shit real quick. But you're not going.
But that's
you're not going to get that much support in the independent, because the train of thought is we have a bipartisan system that this country works on. So in order for one to beat the other, we have to vote for one or the other. We can't sacrifice votes on an independent, even if you agree with that motherfucker.
But see, that's what they always going to be able to say. And that's my whole thing about that. Yeah. It's like, it's an illusion of choice. Because there's this circumstance that...
It's an illusion of choice because of how we are culturally, and how we have so many people that don't know who they are. And I agree with that, like 100%. Shit, I don't even know who I am half the time. But with that, when you're not sure about yourself, you're going to follow whatever the fuck is going.
Yeah.
Just think, on the liberal side, you have people that know people that are gay or people that are trans or something like that. They don't want to offend them, so hey, I'm gonna jump over here. Or you got people on the red side is like, oh, I'll be ashamed by my family and my friends if I don't say that I'm a part of this religion, or this and this and that. So I think it's more so with that, and then plus you have people that do party votes. Most Republicans didn't want that fool in office, but they damn sure don't want Hillary's ass in there.
Facts.
But I guess that's my thing, man. Like, those are the only two that'll ever really be relevant.
Until people start to think for themselves. We don't think for ourselves. Look at, man, I get on my wife about this shit all the time. When a commercial come on, just know that it's playing you. Figure out what the fuck you like, then go and buy it. Don't let somebody tell you on the fucking screen that that shit is the best, and you be like, oh shit, that shit is the best, and go buy that motherfucker. Just think, milk builds strong bones. How long has that campaign been going on?
And that shit's...
Do you know that cow titty milk causes early onset osteoporosis?
Bro,
our milk is fucking up our bones when they promote it with vitamin D.
That whole pyramid we used to go by.
Standard American Diet is what? SAD. That's the acronym.
That shit not even.
Our Standard American Diet is so fucked up, and that's what's fucking up our agricultural system.
Now they got a red, blue, and green pyramid where it's like red fruits, green fruit, like red fruits and vegetables, green fruits and vegetables, blue, like whatever. And the blue is like I guess your wheat and blueberries and all that other shit. But it's a whole different pyramid in the schools, man. I'm like, they're not even going by like, remember we used to go by athletes having milk mustaches. That's what we was like.
That's the Got Milk. That's the Got Milk campaign.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just like the Diamonds. You know, Diamonds, they were having a drop in sales early in the 90s, in the 1900s. I mean, around the 1920s is when they finally like, hey, we need to find out another way to market this diamond, because people aren't buying jewelry no more. Women don't want rings. So guess what they did? That was the first time a nigga got on his knee in that motherfucking commercial, and they made diamonds see appealing to women. Women want that diamond now.
In the 90s?
No, this is 1920s.
I'm finna say like.
No, this is 1920s.
I'm finna say that's crazy. That shit just.
That wasn't a ritual that wasn't a ritual until the 1920s when they saw that commercial. Yeah. And a diamond is a woman's best friend and shit like that. That's all from that one motherfucking commercial.
See, that's what I always wonder, like, why is this like. So it's something about diamonds, but why has gold since like the beginning of time always been so valuable?
Interest. Whoever saw it made it seem interesting. That shit was marketed. One way or another, it was marketed.
It's crazy.
Even if they didn't have TVs and all that shit back then, but they marketed that motherfucker.
Like shit.
They put a value on. We put a value on everything.
That's one of the
We put a value on life. You know how much it costs? There's dollar amounts for everything on your fucking body.
Shit, motherfucking need. That social security number out here is just like a trust in your name. Basically, if you look it up, I think your social security number is like a route number to what's like a checking account number, or like a trust number to like some type of account with a federal bank. I think mine is like Philadelphia. Like, I tried it with PayPal. It was something I seen, some little conspiracy thing, but the shit works. It was like when I put in my social security number as the routing and the main bank is the main bank number, routing number from the bank, the shit popped up. It's like Central Federal Bank of like Pennsylvania or some shit. And I'm like, what they say. So we must be like, when you're born, like they put a number on you, I guess. Some type of trust.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm like, why is it? Why would that be? You know, like why do I get a?
I do know that there's, you know, that's your social security numbers, how you get paid for your social security income. Like once you get to a certain age or you have a disability, that might be what that is. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I ain't never heard that shit.
I was thinking, I'm like, it sounded like some crazy shit. I remember my sister, she tried to pay a bill with it. And it never worked. One thing worked, but they overturned it. I'm like, it gotta be something like, you know, when you get Social Security.
I think it's an exchange, man. I think it's gotta be like plugged into an exchange or something, because I know we like publicly traded commodities.
Yeah, and what the stock exchange is what,
so
energy?
So that means that number gotta be connected to whatever that commodity is or funds are or whatever.
I want to look up the video and show the dude who was talking about it. I was like, I just tried it when he said, I just went by his steps.
But I don't know for sure. I'm not sure. But you would agree that marketing works in America, right? Like advertising.
Marketing and advertising definitely works. Think about
That's what I'm saying about the blue and red, though, man.
yeah, those are marketing tools. Those are schemes. And on top of that, you know, people want to feel a sense of belonging. That's why team sports work so well in this country too, or in the world, period. Like if you know you have those marketing colors and those marketing schemes through politics, and then you can have a sense of belonging to all these lost motherfuckers, right? That's why that shit works. A lot of people don't like to stand alone. You stand alone, that uncertainty about who they are themselves. And then having to stand alone, they can't deal with that. They gotta agree with somebody else. They gotta follow up behind somebody else.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You would feel it, like when you start doing like, just like even doing something normal, like just not cutting your hair. Like normal is normal to be groomed in society. But if you just stop cutting your hair, just going to work still, people look at you different. And eventually you end up cutting your hair. Just because everybody else like, oh, you'll look so nice if you did this, or you'll look like this if you did this. Like, and it's just that something like that.
I mean, we are characters, man.
Yeah, it's like you gotta, you don't want to just stand out too much, but it's like motherfuckers hear like my political views and like, oh, you must be conservative or something. Like, no, I don't give a fuck about neither side. I don't like no president, you know. But some people don't understand that. Just because it sounds like I'm taking up for Trump, when I'm saying, bro, that just like they say the New Zealand shooting, like they trying to say him inciting hate is what caused that. I'm like, bro.
I think those people already had hate, but being who he is made them think that they're connected to him. Yeah. I don't think they're doing that specifically because he's in office. But I know that they feel like they're connected to him because they think that they share values. That's how I think about it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't blame.
But I'm not blaming him. He didn't.
Yeah. But I see like the narrative being put on Trump. Just seems like every time something happens.
I mean, I get why they do that.
Yeah.
Because of shit that he's done they believe is inciting people. Which it definitely can be just because of who he is and the shit that he's done. But at the same time, like, whether he provoked certain things to happen or not, he didn't do the shit. Somebody else did it. And they have to be responsible for whatever they did. It don't work like that in the court of law.
He's alive. Didn't they get him alive?
I don't know, but I mean, I'm not surprised about that because it's New Zealand. So
I was, because they said it was a terrorist attack, and I felt like once it's done, you're gonna, you know.
No, man, not the militarization of our law enforcement here in this country is totally different than a lot of other places. Like death is a last resort in a lot of other places. So that's why we looked at around the world as like, damn, what's going on over there?
Cause it's New Zealand. I never thought, you know what I'm saying, some shit like that would happen there. Like, it just doesn't, I guess it's most everywhere though, so it can happen here. But like, I don't know.
It's a crazy world, man.
Dude, did you see that though, bro?
See what?
The video?
No, I didn't, but I know they were getting on YouTube's ass for it being up there.
He had to be some type of military.
Where is it at? Can you still pull it up?
I seen it at work, but it's like, we had to delete it, so it's probably not on the, dude, it's graphic, bro. It's like, he got his GoPro on, it looks like a Call of Duty, like how Call of Duty looks, how you can see your gun a little bit. That's exactly how it looks, bro.
Yeah.
It's like he had this plan, bro. Like he had writing on his guns. Like he wrote this shit in like chalk or something. Like dude had heavy artillery. Dude was trained though. I don't know where he got some training from, but
you know what's crazy? Most people that commit acts against us are people that we train. Our military trains other countries, and then certain people from those people that we train go out and then go back to those insurgent groups or whatever you want to call them, and when something pop off, you know, they go back and they train what we train to them, to their people, and then they attack us.
Now check this out.
But we have contracts in our government. Government knows that these countries, you know, but we get money off of it too. So,
and this is what confuses me, bro. Because the same people who want the borders to be open are the same people that go out and believe that they shouldn't be hit. But I feel like we're about to bring people from cultures that we're not used to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And it's like, I feel like in America, man, you got a lot of people who are narcissistic towards reality in general, because they just kind of feel like everybody's so loving and accepting, when that's not really the case. Because I feel like you done seen it firsthand out there.
Yeah, the wall talk is something else too, because first of all, we already have a wall. I think they just need to change the policy and how we police the wall. Yeah. But we don't need to spend all that money on another wall. That's the ignorant shit. But that's, again, that's how you're marketing to your voters.
Right.
With some bullshit like that. Because you know that shit ain't gonna pass, because now motherfuckers getting mad that for the people that don't want to pay extra taxes for some shit like that.
But when you got elected, then I say I don't think a wall will ever be built.
But then you got those same people that are willing to pay all this damn money in taxes are also the motherfuckers that were saying, yeah, we're gonna make Mexico pay for this shit too. So and that's the thing that's why I say when you follow any party, you're gonna look like a motherfucking fool. Either way it go, you're gonna look like a fool. All these black people that went to church, right? And you know how they are. You know how them old backwood black people that go to church.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
How did they vote for Obama?
That's the biggest scam in America.
They voted for Obama, right? But then what did Obama do? Made it legal for gay people to get married. Did they turn their back on them? No. They didn't. They talk shit about the gay people, but that's it.
I'm like, man, y'all the same folks who he was in the church talking about. He said it in a speech. He was like, I have no problem with gays, but I do believe marriage is something that should be between a man and a woman. He had that speech.
Who said that?
Obama.
Oh. But at the same time, we have freedoms though. So I cannot agree with you. And that's one thing we don't do, is agree and then still be able to cohabitate. Yeah. We disagree now, man. It's like,
yeah, we gonna get mad.
This cancel culture shit.
Cuz get mad, cuz that's what I want you to do.
This cancel culture shit, cuz I don't like that shit.
You want that?
That shit weird, man.
Yeah.
That shit little.
Motherfuckers on some. Yeah, as soon as you do wrong, yeah.
As soon as they don't agree with you, it's like.
Well, you don't like high heels?
Oh.
I ain't mad at a nigga want to wear heels.
Hey man, that nigga out here, what's nigga? Some niggas on the red carpet because everybody mad at him.
Oh, talking about they wear that dress that look like a suit or some shit like that, or a suit that look like a dress.
That nigga look like them ballerinas they put on top of the cake.
Nigga look like Tinkerbell.
This nigga out here, cuz. Somebody, that nigga Young Thug mad at him, cuz.
Stole his idea. Hey man, let's take a quick commercial break. Cause I'm about to open this door up, man. This is the Off Balance Podcast, man. We appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, this shit crazy.
I gotta eat the black, cuz my bad.
Yeah, man.